welcome to the Beauty Dish. Today I am bringing you a review of the Goss eye set brushes. I am going to give you my thoughts on each brush. I'm going to tell you which ones I consider must-haves, and I'm going to tell you how I take care of them and how I clean them. So I want to keep this like short and sweet and efficiently informative. So I did a first impression video like the day that these arrived in my possession, and I did a first time eye look with them, so using them for the very first time. I showed you all the brushes, which I will do again, but since I've already done that, I thought I could just kind of keep it short and sweet and give you my thoughts after using them for about 6 weeks now, so you could decide if you want to perhaps make a purchase. Okay, here it is, the Goss eye set, and this is available on beautylish.com for $148 for the whole set, or you can buy the brushes individually, and I will give you the prices as I go through. So in general, I love these brushes. I loved them from the first time I used them. I have absolutely no regrets about buying them, and I'm really glad I bought the whole set. I wanted to get the whole experience of, having a very talented makeup artist who I think is fantastic tell me what brushes that I kind of needed to do any eye look. I wanted to experience that, and I guess I paid a premium for it, but at the end of the day I would buy, I think, 4 out of the 5 brushes again. They are the softest brushes I own. They just feel amazing. They feel just amazing on your eyes, and I do have the driest, most sensitive eyes, so I do really appreciate that. Now, so let's go through the brushes. The first one, the number 16, is called the Round Dome Brush, and this is the biggest brush. So here they all are together. So this is the big guy, and this one for me is the one that I would not buy again. And that's not because I don't like it. I actually really do like it, and I actually do use it. If I was like, I can never use this brush, I just don't like it, that would be a bummer, but that's not the case. I do use it. It's a great blending brush. It kind of promised to be an amazing, like, one step, wing out your shadow to make a cat eye, and that's what they say on the website. And I wasn't really able to do that, and I'll hold these all up to my eye as I'm talking so you can kind of get an idea of the scale and the size of them, which is kind of one of the harder things when you're trying to buy brushes online that you haven't seen in person. It's hard to really know their size. So this brush, it's also large, and I was a little worried about it being too large for me because I don't have huge eyes. I don't have a lot of lid space. I'm looking down so you can get a nice look at my lids. But this is still not too large for me. It works as a blending brush, it really does. If you need to do more blending or more aggressive blending than you could do with this crease brush, this is the way to go. And I do use it, but if I didn't have it, I'd be okay. So hopefully that distinction makes sense to you. So this is not a must-have, but it's a really nice brush. It's nice and stiff. Okay. So the next brush is the number 17 flat powder brush. This is a great brush. Also was slightly concerned it would be too big, but it's not, and you could get a bigger flat powder brush if you really wanted to. I love the size, actually. This is not a must-have for me because I think I could get another flat powder brush that would work just as well, but at the same time, this is a great one. It's fabulous. It's just so soft, and that's kind of, at the end of the day, that's what you're getting extra. And the price of this one alone is $32, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, the big guy is $33. So these are not outrageous. When you hear the full price for the whole set, $148, yeah, it's a lot, but individually, these are kind of right in line with a lot of other quality brushes that you could get either here or from Japan. So this I use to pack on color kind of all over the lid or just in a large area of the lid, and it works beautifully, it works quickly. I think it is fantastic, but it's maybe just not the most unique of the brushes in the eye set. I'm going to compare it to another brush that is kind of designed to perform the same function. This is a Coastal Scents brush. It doesn't even have a number, but it's kind of the same shape, but as you can see, just much smaller. And you can get brushes that are this size or bigger, but this is what I was using before, so this is kind of where I'm coming from, and I like having the larger brush. Like if you're worried about larger brushes, I would say don't be. I think this one works really well, and it just lets you get the job done so quickly. Okay, so the next one, the number, where are we? The number 18. This is the flat lid brush, and this retails on its own for $26. So this, a comparison, this is a brush that I absolutely love. It's the Sephora Professional number 14 brush, and it's a flat shadow brush. So I like this brush, and I think it fits really nicely into the eye set because, you know, you can tack on a larger area of color with this one, and then you can pack in a smaller area with this one. So to give you an idea of the scale, and I use this one to put color like maybe just on my lid or just on my outer corner or the outer third of my eye, anywhere where I just want to be a little more precise. So it's great. It kind of packs on color, maybe even better than this one. It's just so quick and efficient. They all just do their jobs so well. This is not a must-have. Again, it's not the world's most unique brush, but this is a great example of that genre of brush. If you don't have a brush like this, I highly recommend this one. It's absolutely wonderful. I love using it, and I use it, let's see, I'm trying to say which one I use the most often. I think I use this one and the pencil brush the most often. Okay, moving on to number 19, the Crease Brush. This one is $27 on its own, and I'm comparing it to a Sigma blending brush, the E25. This is the one that everybody has, and I actually don't like this brush at all. I'm not a huge Sigma fan. I got this and I was so excited. It's scratchy. Look at how it's splayed. I haven't even washed it a bajillion times. I just don't like it. Okay, so this is like a Rolls Royce compared to, like, I don't even know what credit car this would be. But I just wanted to show you a size comparison with something that you might be familiar with. So obviously this is more narrow and tapered and longer. This one is so soft. This to me is one of the must-have brushes. Sure, there are a lot of crease brushes out there. You probably own some, but this just never fails to work really well. You know, just windshield wiper in the crease, or kind of do a little more blending in a circular motion. That's how I use it, and it just never fails. Like my crease eyeshadow has never looked so good as it does now that I have this brush. So this is a must-have. The price is great. I mean, it's $27. You could get a MAC brush for roughly the same price. I don't know what the MAC blender costs, but this is great, and I love it. Okay, the last brush, the number 20, this is my other must-have brush. It's the pencil brush. It's a pretty small pencil brush, and I have one other pencil, which is, I think it's also by Coastal Scents. The name is not on there, and I got this in a set from Haute Look, I think, and it was super cheap, and it's actually a very decent pencil brush. It's quite soft, but it's not as stiff as this one. Now, the great thing about this pencil brush, and why I think it's a must-have, is that it manages to be nice and stiff, but also incredibly soft. Incredibly soft. You're not going to understand softness by seeing that. But, you know, for something that I use all the time to put shadow under my eyes like I did today, having something that is just soft and luxurious is excellent, because sometimes my eyes are just inflamed. They just, especially in the winter when it's really dry. So I love this brush. You can also use it as sort of, you know, to put on shadow as eyeliner, or if you want to really define the outer V with shadow, it's perfect for that. You can kind of smudge things with it if you want to, because it does have that nice firmness to it, and just a really nice, precise, pointy tip. As far as pencil brushes go, I just think this is amazing, and this one is $30. I was going to say, is it more expensive? No, this one is $30 for such a tiny brush. I guess it sounds like a lot. This one is goat and squirrel hair combined. The others are all goat, so they're all natural hair, but these are 100% goat. Now let me just tell you a little bit about how I take care of these brushes, because when I was deciding to order them and when they just arrived, I had so much anxiety about how I was going to clean these brushes, because they're really expensive and I want them to last, like, I don't know, forever. Maybe not forever, but a nice long time. So I did a ton of research, and I know already that putting alcohol on natural hairs is not so good for it. It dries the hairs out. Just like your own hair, products with alcohol dry out your hair, and that is not what you want. So I looked for a brush cleaner that did not contain alcohol, and I found the Bobbi Brown brush cleaning spray. Now this is a kind of thing that you use as a quick kind of spot cleaner, like right in the moment, you know, right after you use maybe a dark eyeshadow, you just spritz it on your brush and it takes the shadow off, and you can use it again within minutes, or you know, you're ready to go for the next day. You use this in between deep cleanings. So this is really expensive. I think it's about $22, and I wish I could find a cheaper alternative for spot cleaning, but so far I can't. So if you know something, do let me know. But here's the thing. I kind of reading about natural hair brushes, I read that what you can really do is just, you know, when you use your shadow, because they're just such beautiful products, and they're, you know, the hair that they use and the way that they're made, all your shadow gets on your eye and it doesn't build up and stay in the brush. So all you really have to do after you use it is kind of run it over a tissue or a microfiber towel, and you can get out any excess color that's on there, and you're kind of good to go. And that's what I've been doing. You know, every day after I put on the shadow, I just kind of do that, and sometimes there's really no color at all, or just a tiny bit, and then it's clean and I can use it again with a different color. So they really are kind of low maintenance, and I expected the opposite. Now if I'm using this, I just hold the brush against the tissue, I spritz once or twice right on top of the brush, and you know, it makes it nice and wet, and I run it over this until there's no more color left. Like if I use a really dark color or something, that's what I'll do. I'll use the spot cleaner. And you don't have to wash them that often if you use that method. I don't use these every single day because I don't use powder eyeshadows every single day. So someone with heavier use, you would probably want to wash them, I would say, every 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know, it's different for everyone, the way your comfort level and how you decide. But I went about 6 weeks before I actually did a deep cleaning on mine, and that's kind of a long time for me, but I felt like it was okay. And what I actually used was the Beauty Blender Solid Cleanser, and this is, you may have seen it, it's like this funny little disc, and mine's kind of dirty, but all you do is you wet the brush, you run it in here, then I run it on my hand so it gets kind of sudsy and the color comes out, and then you just rinse the tip, and I hold it under the faucet, so I just kind of rinse this, and I don't get a lot of water on here because you don't want to get it inside and break down the glue. So that is how I washed them, and they washed really, really well. I didn't want to film this review until I had deep cleaned the brushes so I could tell you how that went, and I got very minimal shedding. So all that came out of these brushes, 2 hairs came out of this one, and was it, I think, now I don't remember, I think it was, yeah, it was this one. 1 hair came out of this one when I washed it. So I was perfectly happy with that. I don't think, from what I've heard of other people's reviews, these don't really shed much at all, if at all, and when I washed them, they came right back into shape. They don't look any different now that they've been washed, and of course I dry them upside down with my BINGE-WATCH brush tree, which is really a fabulous little apparatus. So that's how I take care of them. Now, I think I've covered everything. Let me know if you have any questions, as always. But are you going to buy these brushes? What do you think? I think they're a good price for an excellent product. And if you want to move into higher end brushes, this is a really good start. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.